A lot of you have been asking what's my tier list for Demon Slayer 2. Now that I've played all the characters and taken them to the lab, how strong do I think each one is? I've got 4 tiers right here, from S rank to D rank, and I want to start by placing a character on each tier so I can explain what each tier means to me. So we're just gonna do this. We got Akaza at the top tier. I don't think there's any question that he's still the king of demons. Very complete character, projectiles, big moves. Yes, he takes a lot of damage, but I think we've lived through the entire Demon Slayer 1 knowing that that doesn't matter too much. S rank to me means this is a character that wins tournaments. This is a character that is cheap AF. In A tier, I put Yoriichi type 0. Now, overall, the character is very good, and on top of it, has something cheap, which in the case of Yoriichi is the big buttons and the armored tornado. Very, very cheap indeed. But the character also has some weaknesses. He is very parryable. He's also got a slow dash speed, slow attacks. So I don't think he's quite an S tier, but is very, very strong with an A. B tier to me is the good characters. If there's a takeaway from this video is that if your main is in B tier, you can still win. Especially if it's a Slayer and you pair that Slayer with an S tier assist. We'll get to that. But here I put Awakened Nezuko. She's got really high damage, but she needs to get a touch for that to happen. And I think her block pressure is very, very punishable in general. Plus, I don't think her neutral is super fancy. You can spam dive attacks all you want. Doesn't matter. So to me, the B tier is good, but maybe a bit too honest. Down to the C tier, I have placed Daki. Now, for the C tier are characters that are missing something. And to me, Daki has great resets, and from those resets, she has great damage, but she's missing everything beyond that. She's got a cool neutral skip, but doesn't get too much reward off of it. If she catches you with a normal combo, she's not going to deal too much damage. Daki is basically missing that, and that is why I put her at the C tier. And down at the D tier is the only characters that I would say you need to avoid. Like straight up, do not pick these characters, in this case, Academy Shinobu. Not because I lost 5 games with her during the challenge, but because she is straight up a worse version than Shinobu. Yes, she can combo after guard skill, but the poison damage nerf is so big that it's actually not worth it. If you want to play Shinobu, you gotta play this version, which I consider to be a B tier. It's good. Maybe a bit too honest. I don't think she has anything super cheap. She's just a solid character overall. But that's what these tiers mean to me, and I think it's worth saying that this is just my opinion for those that are interested. There's gonna be a lot of varying opinions out there, and I'm super open to changing the placements of these if I'm convinced, but in this point in time, this is what I think of these characters after having practiced all of them myself. The tier list is also not going to be ordered, so I'm not saying that Awakened Nezuko is stronger than Shinobu. They're just both on the B tier. And finally, I think we haven't fully discovered this game yet. I've been exploring the new enhanced switch recently, and there could be something there that changes the game completely, changes the meta. And even tournament winners are not fully utilizing that feature yet, so keep in mind that whether we find new tech or a balanced patch comes through, if you're watching this video in the future, the list could be outdated. But now that I've started the Academy characters, I kind of want to keep going. I think Water Tanjiro is a C tier with a level 1 dash speed, and his damage isn't really not that special. Yeah, he's missing something for sure. And I think the Academy version is slightly better. I'll place him ahead, even though the tier list isn't ordered. But the Water Wheel goes further, even though it deals less damage. But to me, the range is more important than the damage it deals. When I go for damage with Water Tanjiro, I don't even use the Water Wheel anyway. I think Nezuko is still a very good character. If I had to name what is cheap about her, it would have to be, I don't know, the guard skill is really good, the heal bash is really good, she gets a ton of damage. It feels like she's a step above just the good, honest character. She is a bit too honest though. And I have to place the Academy version right next to her because she takes more damage as a character, but has a better assist since the assists just start a yellow combo instead of a red one. So it's kind of a trade-off. Personally, I actually prefer the Academy version, but some players might value the damage multiplier more than that, and I completely accept. They're both on the same tier to me. I'm also going to place Zenitsu on the same tier. He's probably the character with the most damage in this game right now, so that's his something cheap, and he also has a very good assist. That Thunderclap and Flash is the go-to assist if you just want to melt health bars. That said, the Academy version is someone I would avoid. Even though this version takes less damage, it has a slower dash speed. Dash speed is one of the most important things in this game. If you have a level 1 dash speed, you better make it up with something else, and I don't think a defense multiplier makes up for that. So to me, this is a character you want to avoid picking because this one is always better. I think Inosuke actually belongs in the A tier right now. His damage has skyrocketed after the Boar Rush change, and he's still a guard break specialist, 100%. I think the nerf to his grab range makes the Academy version also someone you want to avoid picking. Initially, I kind of liked it because it deals a lot more damage on the grab, but the range difference is too big. You're going to be missing that grab more than you're going to be hitting, so if you want to pick Inosuke, pick the normal one. not the Academy version. I'm gonna go ahead and put both Rengoku and Tengen on the A tier. They are both damage machines in this game, with Rengoku having more damage and Tengen having a better neutral. I mean, level 3 dash speed, incredible assist, and the assist from Rengoku is actually a lot better than I thought. Especially the Flame Tiger. I feel like I slept on that assist for a while. And I am gonna place both of the Academy versions also in the D tier, saying that you should just avoid them. For Rengoku, his heavy attack deals more damage, but it's slower to charge. Faster heavy attacks in this game means more guaranteed guard breaks after you call an assist. So the charge time being faster is just way better. It doesn't matter if the damage is buffed on the Academy version. And for Tengen, it's all about the guard skill range. Guard skill is something so cheap for Tengen. It's one of the reasons why he's A tier. Unless you time your push block, you cannot punish a guard skill, which is an invincible upwards kick. It's such a get out of jail for free card, but on the Academy version, they nerfed its distance. So it's harder to make the opponent block or to hit the opponent. Again, they did buff the damage, but I don't think that matters as much. And the last Academy character, this might be a hot take, but I'm gonna put Giyu on the B tier and the Academy version right next to him, because I think they're kind of the same. I mean, the Academy version takes less damage, but deals less damage as well. More tanky, less of a DPS. You kind of take your pick here. I think a lot of people would place Giyu higher. I personally don't see it. I think he's a good character. That's why he's in the B tier. I don't think he has anything that is extremely cheap. Cool, and that's all the Academy characters. Let's keep placing Slayers here. Let's do Hinokami Tanjiro, still A tier, still incredible damage, still an incredible assist. I honestly think this is the best Tanjiro in the game right now. The other Tanjiros all belong next to the water Tanjiro. They are all missing something. For Entertainment District, it's damage, straight up. Dude has great neutral, but converts no damage anymore. He got hella nerfed. I like what they changed about him, where it feels like everything just works. The combo freedom is off the charts, but the combo freedom gives you no damage in return. And Swordsmith Village also feels extremely mid. I'm tempted to bump him up a little bit because I like his tilt assist, and I think assists are often more important than the characters themselves when it comes to Slayers. I mean, I'll spoil it right now, but Zen is gonna go into the S tier. He's the best assist in the game. I think as the active character, he's actually kind of mid. He should be in the B tier, but because of that assist, he's gonna go to the top. Pick any Slayer from B tier, pair him up with Zen, you can win tournaments. Or at least you can win tournaments right now. If the meta changes and the enhanced switch becomes more of a prevalent thing, something that is actually important, this Zenitsu is going to drop on the tier list because you actually never want to play as him. You just want him sitting on the assist side. But as it stands right now, he's an S tier. That's also the reason why I'm going to put this Inosuke right here. I feel like damage-wise, he got hella nerfed. I think his guard pressure is still very good though, and his assist is armored. Still got one hell of an assist. Not as good as Zen, but it's something cheap for sure. I think Sabito is a little bit too honest now, and I think it mostly has to do with a heavy attack change. His heavy attack used to be so fast. It's still pretty fast compared to other characters, but his resets have suffered a lot, and I don't think he's dealing more damage than before. His neutral's not better than before, so he's good, maybe a bit too honest. And I would also put Makomo right there. She has a lot better neutral thanks to her water wheel and her level 3 dash speed. You could say that that's maybe something cheap, but she needs to touch you 1,000 times to kill you. Urokodaki, I'm also going to put on the B tier. Now, this is a character that just shits damage. If he touches you, that's half of your health bar, almost every single time. But with a level 1 dash speed, it's like he's missing something, but then he has the damage, which is something cheap, so we gotta meet in the middle and put him on the B tier. Oh, you're gonna hate this one. Murata is an A tier character. I was actually tempted to put him in S tier, to be honest, because much like Zen, he's an assist. Now, because Zen exists, I don't think Murata is that mandatory to pick, unless you're playing someone like the normal Zenitsu. He can't pick Zen, right? But Murata is a godlike assist. As the active character himself, he's okay. Honestly, not bad. Kind of a B tier as the active character, but that assist is just gonna push him up to the A. We got mostly new characters left, which is pretty exciting here. Let's go for Genya. Genya is an A tier in my opinion. He actually starts pretty low. He starts as a C tier, but then he boosts and goes whoop whoop whoop. And the cool thing about this is that I'm not even gonna meet in the middle between like A and C. I'm not gonna put him at B, because the cool thing about this game is that you can just start Genya in the bench, and he's got a pretty solid assist. So you start the game, start playing as whoever you want to play in point, keep Genya out, and once you're ready to boost, that's when you bring him into the field, and now you have an A tier character. You never have to play C tier Genya without boost. You can always just keep him as an assist, which is a really good assist, and then boost and bring him out. That's why I think he's really good. I also think Muichiro is really good. That guard skill is hella cheap, unlike Giyu, which if you see a dead calm, you know exactly how long you gotta wait until you punish it. With Muichiro, you can't do that, because you never know if he's gonna hit the button again or not. The guard skill is a counterattack that is also a mix-up. That's extremely powerful on its own, but but then he also deals great damage for very little bars. And he has a good assist too, so I definitely think he has something cheap, which is that guard skill, and everything else is very, very solid. If you want to go even higher, someone that is so cheap that I have to put her at S tier, that's Mitsuri. Being able to do a guard skill, which is a teleporting move, and then being able to cancel it on whiff or block into doing something or nothing at all, like you're using a reversal that teleports and then I'm still getting mixed up? What do you mean? I think her assist is kind of lower on the tier list, so she's kind of the only Slayer that I'm gonna put at the top for being the active character alone, like forgetting about the assist. And like I said before, I think the assist is often more important for these Slayers, because let's say you want to play Urokodaki, right? Level 1 dash speed, great damage, but he has trouble getting in. Well, pair him up with an S tier assist. Now you get in. Urokodaki Zen could 100% win tournaments, but if it wasn't for that assist, then Zenitsu wouldn't be this high on the tier list. I forget where I'm going with this. Assists are very important. Mitsuri is up there not because of the assists. She's the exception to the rule. This is going to be a bit of a hot take, but I think Iguro is a good character, maybe a bit too honest. I know people are going to point to the grab range, the heavy attack, the guard skill. My counter argument is that, yeah, that's stuff that makes him very good. But I also think he's kind of honest, because you block the guard skill and he gets punished. Even if you pair that up with an assist, that just makes it easier to parry. It's just a big neon sign saying, I'm gonna do the thing. Now, don't get me wrong, I think he's good. That's why he's in the B tier and not lower. But I definitely don't think he's as cheap as a lot of the community does, and I'm not a big fan of his assist either, so I really can't place him higher than B tier. I can place this guy in the S tier though. Sanemi is an interesting one, because I think if the switch tech becomes more real, then he's actually gonna solidify his place in the S tier even more, as the active character is not bad at all. The reason why he's S tier though is because of his assist. He has one of the best in the game. But unlike ED Zen, he's a character that I actually don't mind tagging into. If I have to switch to Sanemi, I'm chill. I still have big damage, I still have big neutral, I still have big guard pressure. I think the only reason this character isn't used more often is because ED Zen assist is a thing. Otherwise, I think he would be the default pick. And the last Hashira is Gyomei. I'm gonna put him on the A tier. A lot of people would have him in S. I think he's mostly a knowledge check. Don't get me wrong, he's very strong. He's in A tier. Being able to confirm stuff from skill by just throwing his weapon is very, very powerful, and he deals a ton of damage. Thing is, his biggest problem is his tilt skill though. He cannot cancel the tilt skill at all, which means whiffing it, or if you just escape a combo while he's doing tilt skill, it's a guaranteed punish. Still, that's something very specific, not that easy to do, but it is, in my opinion, something that keeps him from being an S tier character. He still has something cheap. A tier is incredibly strong. Next, I think Yushiro used to be the worst character in the game. I don't think so anymore. I don't know what they did to him, but his neutral feels great. His resets feel even better than before. Like, this character just moves really, really well across the field, making him really hard to catch, making it really hard to know when you can punish stuff. My experience with Yushiro was actually great. I actually really liked playing him. And the last Slayer is going to be Tengen's wives. I'm going to put them on the A tier. I was very, very close to putting them on S tier. I think if her assists weren't so easy to parry, because it takes a while for them to come out, then yes, she would be there. I'm tempted to put them up there anyway. But no, I can't put them on the same tier as Akaza, honestly, or Mitsuri. I think they're close though. I think they're very, very close. And all that's left is demons. Now, to me, Yahaba is still a good character, you know? I don't think he's honest at all. I think he's extremely cheap, but he always needs to meter dump to deal damage. That said, I feel like in this game, they made a lot of his stuff a lot more unsafe. I think Demon Slayer 1 Yahaba is A tier. Some people even have him in S. I think Demon Slayer 2 Yahaba is B. Susamaru is honestly still A tier. She used to be the best character in the game, so this is progress. I think she can play neutral a lot safer than Yahaba with just like one ball checks. Tilt skill still gets her out of any place, and she still has incredible damage if she is spending demon bars. Without demon bars, her damage has been shot to the ground. So she needs to cash out to get damage, and that's why she's not an S tier anymore. In pretty much every other way, she's still the same, a very annoying character. But then they went ahead and gave her an assist, and they made that potentially the best character in the game. I know this isn't ordered, but it feels wrong to see her that far down on the S tier. Between these two characters, honestly, I don't know which one's number one. Yeah, they gave Susamaru an assist. There's nothing else to say. I'm gonna put Rui on the A tier. I don't know exactly how he got buffed. I can't tell you for sure, but I think damage-wise, he's just dishing out a lot more on every touch. And he still has incredible range on his normals, makes it really hard to push block him. Incredible guard pressure and zoning if he wants to. He feels like such a complete character now that he just has more damage. I think that's exactly what it was missing. He's actually solid now. With Enmu, you guys probably want me to place him higher, but I'm gonna place him in B tier. Let me tell you why. He has something cheap for sure, which would place him in the A tier. And that's the resets. Every time he touches you, he can take 60% of your health bar, and as far as I know, that's guaranteed. I don't think there's any escaping the reset. But he's also someone that is missing something, which is neutral. The strategy to beat Enmu has not changed. It's pretty simple, actually. You get the health lead, and you run away. Enmu cannot catch you. His projectiles are slow, his dash speed is slow. Enmu can chase you the entire match and just never be able to catch up. So if you want to guarantee that you win against Enmu, it's pretty easy. You just gotta play like a bitch. So, because he has something cheap and also is missing something, I gotta meet in the middle, give him the B tier, saying that he's good. I could place him lower though. Now, I placed Daki in the C tier. I think she's missing damage. I don't think Gyutaro is missing damage. He's still very, very good. Gets a decent reward every time he touches someone. He has great range on his normals. His dive attack is very, very good now. Even on block, that thing is just pressure. The tracking projectiles is still one of the best demon skills in the whole game, but he is a character that has to play it a little bit honest. There's no major cheap tricks to get around Slayer's defenses. You just kind of have to play the game. So he's good, but he's kind of honest. And I don't think having Daki as a support makes him that much better. The traps are nice, but you're giving up the tracking projectiles for that. Now, having the tracking projectiles as Daki, that's pretty cool. But I don't think the two as a team make each other that much better. Not like Yahaba and Susamaru. To me, strength-wise, Gyutaro or playing both of the siblings is kind of on the same level. And then we have the new demons. Gyokko, I think, is a solid B tier. He's got some cool resets. He's got decent damage as well, but he's also kind of a slow character. I think you could get tricky with him, but the trickier you get, the more people are just gonna study your resets and figure out how to counter them. I don't think he has any stuff that is like truly inescapable like Enmu's resets. I think his stuff is just strong, but maybe a bit of a knowledge check. That said, we're gonna finish strong with Zohakuten all the way up in the S tier. This character is so cheap. Planting the trees and just being able to play safe is an insane option if he has the boost to just regenerate that stuff. The guard skill being safe on block is an insane option. You never know when he's gonna pull that off, which makes playing neutral against him very, very scary. And he can absolutely dish out damage whenever he wants to. I think this character is hella cheap, and that is gonna conclude my tier list. This is what I think of the roster so far. But again, especially if you're a Slayer, you can pick a C tier, pair them up with EDZen, and win tournaments. Maybe not, okay, maybe not a C tier. Maybe a B tier, okay? Make it a little easier on yourself. And hey, if you guys disagree with any takes, I'm totally fine with it. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying these are the cold, hard facts. Tier lists are subjective, and you know, everyone's experience is going to be different depending on who they play against, how much they play, and what agenda are they trying to push. If you see Heliaster's tier list is going to put Akaza on the C tier because he needs buffs. But that's going to do it for today. If you guys want to watch some more Demon Slayer stuff, you can check out this video right here. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.